Okay, in this video we are going to do a demonstration from an older psychology study, really to demonstrate the different components of working memory that we're discussing in this topic. And so to engage in this activity, you'll need a few things. First, you'll need a partner, so find someone to do this with you. And then when you have a partner, you should decide which of you will be the control condition and which of you will be the experimental condition. So go ahead and decide that. And then before you begin, you'll also need a couple of things. For starters, you'll need two note cards, or really they could be pieces of paper, just anything that you can write on. And on two of those, on one you should write the word true, and on the other you should write the word false. And make sure you write it large enough and legibly enough that you can place them on a table or surface in front of you and quickly read them and point to them to answer questions. Because in this I'll ask you questions and you won't verbalize the answer. Instead, you'll just point to the word true or the word false. And then you'll also need a piece of paper and writing utensil for your partner to write down your responses as we go through this exercise. All right, so go ahead and make sure you have all these materials. Pause it if you'd like. And then once you have those, we'll go ahead and proceed. And so in this first one, the control condition, what will happen is I will show you a list of two numbers, right? So for example, let's say it's 1, 2, right? So you'll see 1, 2. And then what you'll do is when you see those two numbers, you'll begin rehearsing them, or in other words, quietly repeating them to yourself. So again, if it's 1, 2 is the list of numbers, you'll just rehearse them over and over. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Quietly repeat them to yourself. Again, over and over, don't stop doing that. And then what will happen is I will show you some kind of question on the screen, right? Typically about two different letters and the order that those letters are in. And that's simply a true-false question, right? So you'll continue rehearsing the numbers, and then you will answer that true-false question by pointing to the note cards in front of you, either the true note card or the false note card, right? And so again, let's say you're rehearsing 1, 2, 1, 2. I show you a question and it's true. You will continue rehearsing 1, 2, 1, 2 and point towards the note card that says true. And then what your partner will do, they will observe you point towards that note card and they will write your answers down, right? So they'll just say number 1, true, right? Assuming that you thought it was true. Number 2, false, true, whatever. And then we'll proceed through each of these, right? And so in each one, it'll be the same process. You'll rehearse two numbers over and over again, answer a question as you do so, and your partner should observe and record your responses. And if you have any questions at this point, I'd encourage you to go back and just rewatch these instructions, and hopefully that will clear things up. And so for the control condition, we'll go ahead and begin for this first round. So here's your two numbers, 1 and 2. So go ahead and start rehearsing those and don't stop, right? So 1, 2, 1, 2, continue rehearsing those. And now that you're rehearsing them, continue to do so. I will show you a question. Go ahead and answer the question by pointing towards your note cards. Okay, you can stop rehearsing. Your partner should write down your response. And now we'll move on to the next one. Go ahead and start rehearsing these two numbers, 6 and 4. And answer this question. Record the response. And we'll continue through. I'll stop talking so as not to distract you. Go ahead and continue following that practice for the remaining. Okay, we'll stop there and you can go ahead and check your answers. All right, so see how you did. The answers for the questions: true, true, false, true, false. And feel free to pause it here if you'd like, because I'm about to move on. And let's go forward. Okay, for this next one, now you'll just switch. So the person who was previously observing and recording is now in their experimental condition. And if you just did this as part of the control condition, now you will observe and record. So in the experimental condition, whoever's participating in this, it's going to be the exact same exercise, except now instead of 2 numbers, you will see a list of 6 numbers. And then same thing, you'll see those 6 numbers and you'll begin rehearsing them quietly, repeating them to yourself over and over again. So if it was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, you would just repeat 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You should have the drill down by now. Continue rehearsing them, and again I'll show you a question very similar to what was previously shown, and then you will answer them and your partner should observe and write those answers down. Okay, and with that, let's go ahead and begin. For this first one, your numbers are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So repeat those over and over again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Continue rehearsing those, and I will show you a question. Go ahead and write that answer down. Moving on to the next ones. Next, our numbers are 3, 5, 8, 2, 7, 1. So go ahead and start rehearsing those. And then I will show you a question. Okay, and I'll go ahead and mute myself. So just continue through the remaining ones in this exercise. And we're back. So you can go ahead and pause it here. This is the end of the demonstration. So you can see how the experimental did and how they compared to the control condition. And again, the only difference there, the only thing we manipulated was the number of numbers that you were holding in memory through rehearsal. So feel free to pause it here, and thanks for participating.